Notre now has taken on the nickname launching pad, and he seems to like it. He's kind of embarrassing to me. 2nd and 1, Johnson, and he plows forward for maybe the yard necessary for a first down.
Well, you can look for the experience of Lou Holtz and his staff in just controlling this ball and trying to minimize any mistakes or breaks that could occur against them.
Story of the game was one of the zeros for Colorado. Actually, 2 of them in the first half. They had 3 opportunities to score. Missed on a very short field goal. They tried a fake field goal and were stopped at the 1-yard line, and they fumbled inside the 20. And more importantly, on 1st and goal at the 1, it appeared from our angle that Eric Bieniemy had dived across the goal line for a touchdown. It was not so ruled, and then Notre Dame with a tremendous goal line stand denying Colorado any points.
Let's come back to haunt them. Each one of those situations, a year from now, the Colorado staff and team will handle these situations better. But right now they're in for the World's Championship or the National Championship, and with that in mind, they may not get back to this situation.
First down, and it's 7:47 and the clock running against Colorado and with Notre Dame leading 14-6. 2 tight ends, West and Brown, bookend the line now, and it's Ismail flipping outside, and this time not able to turn the corner as Gary Howe again makes the tackle, and the flag goes down. They might have gotten a piece of the face mask. Yep.
Does that hurt?
Lou Holtz right there on those sidelines, been campaigning. He feels there's been some holding going on, and
face mask, 5-yard penalty against the defense.
Well, Colorado's been a heavily penalized team all year. 78 different penalties have been called in 11 games. Well, that was just a scrape across the helmet. That's all we saw. No grasp, nothing. An official from a distance called it. These are the kind of calls that can just haunt a coach and his team throughout the offseason until the next spring practice starts.
First down and 7. Ismail is out. Culver in at tailback. It's Johnson, the fullback. He's across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Alfred Williams. You know, you talk about Johnson. He doesn't get all the notoriety that the Ismails and Rice do in offense and the skill positions. But Johnson, when you talk to football people around the nation, they say, if you were still looking at fullbacks the way we did the last 40, 50 years, this man would be an All-America.
Well, he's close to Williams of Seattle. That kind of a fullback. He's 220 pounds. I think he'd be an excellent blocker in the NFL, but he's a fine inside runner, very stable, and he has speed.
Can catch the ball, and he certainly can block. 2nd down and 4. Now the down box says 2nd down, not 3rd down. And here's Culver to the 50, and that would be good enough for a first down. Michael Jones made the tackle.
What they need now, Colorado needs, are their defensive backs, Young and James, the safeties, to get into that line of scrimmage and stop those things up so the ball carrier can't fall forward. Right now, they're not getting there at all, and the ball carriers are getting to extra 2 and 3 yards, and they're just using the clock up. They're going to have to take some chances. They're going to have to go after it. If they get hit deep, it's just so be it. Because right now, unless they stop Notre Dame and get this clock to slow down on them a little bit, they don't have a chance.
Johnson again gets the call, and they're going to the workhorse Anthony Johnson. They're inside a running game. Johnson, whose idol was Walter Payton, and who says his ambition someday is to own 3 Clydesdale horses. That'll make some sponsors happy.
They have a lot of room for those horses. A lot of shoveling.
His dad was an usher at Notre Dame Stadium.
Well, Notre Dame's done this before, Dick, so many times. Each game throughout the year, other than Miami, they've done exactly this to win a football game.
Rice using Johnson as a ploy, faking to him, taking it himself inside the 40, and it appears that's going to be another first down. 8 more yards for Tony Rice, who was...
Dick, looking at the other side, Colorado has yet to have had this happen. They don't have a mechanism to stop things like this.
8 yards was run by Tony Rice, goes down at the 39-yard line.
Ricky Waters on the sideline trying to help as a cheerleader. His night was over early, an injured knee in the first quarter. Lou Holtz calls this smash face football. Just take it right at him. Helmet on helmet. Run. And Ismail, a little deception going the other way. And is across the 35 for a gain of 5 or 6.
Ishmael has that great speed. He starts inside, then bends outside, and if the defense isn't really alert to it and doesn't hold their position, he'll just basically outrun people and get yardage. Again, he's supposed to be inside. You see a trapping guard and a tackle, but he turns and bursts outside, and with that speed, he just outruns everybody.
Bo Schembechler, after what he did to the Wolverines in the opener with 2 kickoff return touchdowns, said, "This guy's faster than the speed of sound." 2nd and 5. 107 yards now for Ismail.
Bruce Young's up inside now, so they're trying to stack up in there and make things happen.
Johnson gets the call, and there's 1 tackle from a touchdown before David Gibbs can get him down at the 23-yard line. A very impressive drive by Notre Dame, chewing up most of the time in this 4th quarter.
Johnson comes all the way back across the grain and almost makes it happen. At this point, Colorado is naturally going to be desperate. So everybody's going to be going toward the ball, and the cutback play or the bounce play can make a big difference.
14-6, Notre Dame leads, trying to hand Colorado its first defeat of the season in this Orange Bowl with the national title at stake. Johnson again. And he gets to the 20 to 19-yard line. And basically, there's not much deception here, except what Bryce provides. And he carried out his fake and took 2 tacklers with him. It's give it to Anthony Johnson and then mixed in an occasional keeper by Rice or a toss to Ismail.
Well, right now, Tim Grunhard is playing an absolutely great football game at guard, and Brown, Dean Brown right next to him, number 71, have dominated. That time, Grunhard knocked his man off the ball 5 yards. So that great power, they'll run right there behind those 2 every time now.
Going to take almost a turnover now for Colorado to get any hope at all. Rice, stop. Look at him withstand the punishment and still on his feet, and the whistle finally sounds. And he really still was moving forward then. Tony Rice driving to the 16-yard line as the clock now at 2:49 and running.
What a character test for Colorado. They're most likely going to lose this game, and to keep your composure and play with the intensity that you've stored up in you for a game like this.
Eating up
really
more.
A test.
7:40 and now close to 8 minutes have been consumed on this drive alone. Bill McCartney looks at 3rd down and a long 3. They need the big defensive play, Colorado. Culver, big hole. Rodney Culver, first down inside the 10. Bruce Young finally got him down.
You have to give a lot of credit to this offensive line of Notre Dame, because right now they're cleanly blocking everyone. So there's all kind of room to run. You take a look at people cutting people down on the backside and knocking people around, and then the strength of the ball carrier to finally fall forward after he's hit.
Well, the Irish fans and the teammates on the sideline celebrating what is a impressive drive by the Irish, whose only defeat came here at Miami against the Hurricanes. Inside to Johnson. He gets to the 6-yard line, and Colorado's going to have to start thinking about spending some timeouts. They do. There's the first. And what a year for this man, Bill McCartney. The tests of the man, and we'll chronicle those once again. And it seemed destined to be. It's Alan Essie. That story would continue to a national championship, but the Irish say no.
For 1990, we made one of the world's most beautiful cars more luxurious. But luxury isn't everything. So now when you buy a Chrysler LeBaron, you get a V6 engine, standard driver airbag, and Ultra Drive. The world's most advanced automatic transmission, all under one roof. Unless, of course, you choose LeBaron Convertible. Then you get all those features under no roof. Chrysler LeBaron. There is no luxury without engineering.
The guaranteed rebate. If the rebate goes up, Chrysler will pay you the difference.
Dear Dad, I know you didn't want me to put off college for the Army, but Dad, I'm learning things here that are really going to help me succeed, no matter what I do.
Qualify for the GI Bill and the Army College Fund and earn $17,000 for college for only a 2-year enlistment or $25,200 for a 4-year enlistment.
Dad, now I'll get the most out of college and the best from myself.
Be all that you can be. Get an edge on life in the Army.
That's me, Tommy Lasorda, before I lost 30 pounds in 3 months with the Ultra Slim Fast plan. Now, that was last June. And the big news is I haven't gained an ounce back. The plan is easy. I had a delicious shake for breakfast, one for lunch, and then a sensible dinner. I feel great, and I'm never going to look like this again. Hey, if I can do it, you can do it.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
High above Miami, a city rooting for Notre Dame and its own Hurricanes for a national title. Goodyear Blimp Enterprise in its 25th year. The Goodyear Blimp has covered the Orange Bowl for NBC. And pleasure to have those great shots. Get the feeling of this city. It's been a terrific week for those who have visited from Colorado and Notre Dame. And now it's the Irish. 2nd and goal from the Colorado 7-yard line, trying to wrap up a win that they were a 2-point favorite coming in. Johnson, he has a touchdown. A drive entirely on the ground, basically from tackle to tackle, as the offensive line of the Irish held at center. Ryan and Grunhard, the guards. Brennan and Brown, the tackles, and the tight end, Derek Brown, just out-moved the Colorado defense, pushed them down the field to score impressively a touchdown that apparently has won this 1990 Orange Bowl for Notre Dame.
Colorado is really not in a defensive alignment that's going to get very much done. They're backed up to their own goal line, and they're playing basically a middle-of-the-field defense. Consequently, Notre Dame, with all that shocking power up front, just split people and broke straight between them. So again, it's a matter of being prepared for these kinds of situations, and Colorado defensively wasn't ready for that one.
Lou Holtz out on the field. The injured Irish player Mike Helt, the center, and he comes off under his own power, but holding that wrist. Holtz watching Anthony Johnson score his 34th career touchdown, and Lou, just like sinking a putt, says, hey, reach into your wallet. This one is mine.
Well, Mike Held, coming out of the game, did an excellent job on Joel Steed, a fine nose tackle from Colorado all day, because Steed, really, we haven't seen his number come up on these tackles. So you'd have to give Held, who was slightly injured in practice just 2 days ago, come back and play a beautiful game.
Hentrick to try the extra point. Somewhat adventurous moment in college football tonight here and in New Orleans, but Hentrick hits it through, and the Irish now lead 21-6.
Because you like some days to be all downhill.
It's the right beer now.
If this is your idea of preserving the wildlife.
It's the right beer now.
Because out here, not everything hibernates for the winter. So reach for the silver bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
Coors Light. Yeah, it's the right beer now.
The popularity of GM's good-looking, hard-working trucks raises the issue of keeping up with the Joneses. That's why your GM dealer offers a variety of accessories to personalize your new or used GM truck. They work right, fit right, and look right because they're from General Motors. Get them wherever you see these signs. Now, about the Joneses. Don't say we didn't warn you.
At 7 p.m., how much does it cost to have Grandma hear her grandson's first words? With MCI's new Prime Time, this 25-minute call from Boston to Philadelphia costs 26% less. MCI's new Prime Time. Sign up now.
Coming from Paramount, take a car, a tank.
Hang on, Dad!
or even a plane.
Nice landing.
Thanks. But get to your video store and order today. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Come on, Dad.
After today, apparently, there will be, on January 2nd, 4 teams with 1 loss. Colorado losing to Notre Dame. Notre Dame losing to Miami. Miami losing to Florida State. Boy, were the Seminoles tough. May have been the best team of all at the end of the season. And Tennessee finishes with only 1 defeat. And the debate will rage on as to number 1. And, of course, that'll stir up talks of a postseason playoff as Kendrick drives it down the line. Picked up by Pritchard. And Mike Pritchard of Colorado crosses the 40-yard line before Eric Simeon can make the tackle. While we were away, Darian Hagan, how frustrating that must have been for the Colorado offense. McCartney and Hagan on the sidelines watching the defense unable to stop Notre Dame. It took the Irish 9 minutes, 8:55 to be exact, to go the 82 yards to the touchdown by Johnson that has sealed apparently this win. And meanwhile, the Miami Hurricanes have a 33-17 lead against the Crimson Tide in the 4th. And who will be number 1?
Well, most likely Miami. After all, they beat Notre Dame soundly. But Notre Dame, again, has broken this chain of losing 5 straight at the Orange Bowl. They've done a beautiful job of it tonight. And certainly Colorado can take some pride. 11-0 in the regular season.
Hagan getting away from the rush by McDonald and then throwing downfield, incomplete. Broken up nicely by the Irish downfield.
Well, the tension is off. Both teams will, at the end of the game, I'm sure, share their experiences of the game and respect for each other. But again, Colorado 11-0 to make the big move beyond Oklahoma, beyond Nebraska, to get where they are. They're going to have a tough few weeks, but at some point they'll again take great pride in what they've accomplished.
Well, it's a young team too, Bill Walsh. They're going to return many starters, and the program has been built by McCartney and undoubtedly will enjoy continued.
This is the phase of the game I think the colleges often can spend more time with in their early fall or spring practices when they are behind, and when it's even likely they'll lose, to have a style of football they can use or a system that can give them a chance to do something down the field.
About a waste of time. They tried to go with the no huddle, but unsuccessfully, and now the clock down to 45 seconds. 3rd down and 5. A reverse to Campbell, and look who's waiting, Jeff Alm. Campbell tackled in the backfield by Demetrius DuBose, a freshman. And now 4th and about 12.
Well, they may not get a ball off. We're down under 25 seconds, so that may be it.
I want to thank Jim Daves from Notre Dame and Becky Young from Colorado for their support, both of the sports information services, and helping us upstairs tonight, along with statistician Joe Costanza, Steve Bazika, Rick Buckner, Elliot Cow, Bob Harris, Lee Dixon. Final play, perhaps, of this Orange Bowl game, and Hagan wings it downfield where there are only Irish players, and Pat Terrell with the interception, and the Irish have won 21-6.
Well, he brought his team back, no question about it. Lou Holtz brought his team back under a lot of adversity, a lot of questions.
Establishing himself last year with the greats of Notre Dame coaching history, Rockne and Leahy, Parsegian and Devine, who had all won national titles, and then Holtz puts together a 23-game winning streak, a Notre Dame record, broken by Miami in the final game of the regular season, and then comes back when many felt the team would have trouble getting emoted for this game, and they win impressively 21-6. Bill McCartney and Lou Holtz meet at midfield. But in many ways, it's been a year of high victory, a season of high victory as well for the University of Colorado. Disappointment now, but they gave their fans perhaps the greatest season in their 100 years. Lou Holtz gets the traditional now, I guess, bath. He says, I'm not big enough, I only weigh 150. Hey, he could be the leprechaun. He could serve as the mascot for the Irish. And we will return to Miami in just a moment.
Shearson, Lehman, Hutton, where we stand, the 90s. In this decade, we believe the United States will become a nation of savers and Japan a nation of spenders. For the first time in our history, air will get cleaner rather than dirtier. And biotechnology will produce advances greater than the discovery of penicillin. What will these unprecedented events mean to you? Talk with us. Shearson Lehman Hutton. Leadership by example.
There's never been an offer like this before. The guaranteed rebate. Now you can get $1,000 in a 1990 Plymouth Voyager, Plymouth Laser, Chrysler LeBaron convertible, or a New Yorker Fifth Avenue, even an Imperial. If the rebate goes up during this model year, we'll pay you the difference. The guaranteed rebate from Chrysler Plymouth. No other car company has ever done that. Offer ends soon.
Dad! Can I parachute out of my bedroom window?
No.
Can I grow a mustache?
No.
Can we go shark fishing?
No. No.
Dad, can I have a pet monkey?
No.
Oh, darn. Beekeeping!
No.
Dad?
What?
Can we go to McDonald's?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Can I drive?
No.
Oh.
In the victorious Notre Dame locker room with a still dripping wet Coach Lou Holtz. And, Coach, we've got to get out of here quickly because in a few minutes Johnny Carson comes on, though I'm guessing in a few days you'll probably be a guest on the show yourself, and then you can elaborate. But you were saying that your peripheral vision leaves something to be desired because they snuck up on you with the Gatorade bucket.
I can't believe they did that to me. My only regret is that I don't have one more practice with this football squad this year. I want to tell you, that sucker's cold, too. That's why I'm jumping. I can't stand to be cold, but we'll get even with them. But I'm happy for our football team. We beat an awful good football team. We overcame all kind of adversity this year, and I'm very proud of Notre Dame and of our players.
Colorado did control the first half. Is that fair to say?
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about it. We knew that they were a good football team. We never had real good field position, or we made a mental error on first down the center, and we couldn't really get into a rhythm. But we knew it would be this type of football game, but we did what we had to do when we had to do it. And, you know, to beat the #1 team in the country, I mean, we played 9 bowl teams, 9 bowl teams, I guess, this year, 8 in the top 20. So I'm very proud of them. It was a hard-fought win. I give Colorado credit. They're a fine football team.
Miami, at last check, leading Alabama. The Crimson Tide had hung tough, but now it's 33-17, assuming the Hurricanes win. Who's the national champ?
Well, I've got to vote for us. We're #1 all year long, played with pressure, played 9 bowl teams. And if you're going to look at it over the whole period of time, and I think we deserve to be #1. I don't know what more you can do than beat the #1 team by 15 points.
The final say will belong to the pollsters, but for now, a big smile and a well-deserved one for Lou Holtz and his Fighting Irish team. They win over Colorado 21-6 in the Orange Bowl. Back to Dick and Bill.
It certainly will be an interesting vote, won't it? And we'll have to wait till a day or two to find out what the sports writers, sportscasters in one poll and the coaches vote. And we might indeed even get a split vote there. If you had a ballot, Bill Walsh, to whom would you give the national title?
Well, as much as I respect Notre Dame, the job they've done, Miami beat Notre Dame soundly, and you'd have to give them, on a head-to-head deal, the championship.
Well, the Irish deserve to celebrate. They were very impressive, and when they had to control the ball at the end of the game, they kept it for 9 minutes away from the Colorado offense, just when Darian Hagan seemed to be getting in stride. He made that spectacular 39-yard run. The kicking game was part of the spoiling. The Buffaloes could not take a full opportunity of many first-half opportunities. The final again, 21-6 for Bill Walsh and Dick Enberg. For all of us at NBC Sports, have a great new year. For an NBC News special report, Gorbachev and Bush, New Year's greetings. Stay tuned now for your late local news.
The preceding has been a presentation of NBC Sports. Trafficking dictator, one real American hero named Kiki Camarena took on Mexico's ruthless drug lords. Then they struck back. Now the truth behind the headlines of the most important story of our time, Drug Wars, the Camarena story, coming Sunday.